who is acting on behalf of his client, Sergeant Ibada. Sergeant Ibada was the police officer who was wrongfully dismissed, who appealed the dismissal, and when he could not get justice within the Nigerian police force, he went to court and got justice from the court. And the court ruled that he should be reinstated and paid all his allowances and entitlements. Ever since then, the Nigerian police and the police commission has refused to hearken to the judgment of the courts. Bartelsme has come to the People's Court. I therefore seek the leave of the House to present this petition. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
You may now lay your petition. Any other petition? Any other petition in the House? Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Joseph Bassi. I speak for the people of Bakassi, Calabar South, and Agbabuyo. Mr. Speaker, I have a petition here from Mr. Bassiyan, Dr. Ipenyo, Eyoita, Agbo David, Professor Matthew, Eja, and 66 others, landlords to property owners at Ikot Efanga, Nsa, Calabar, and its environs, whose properties were affected by the effect of the disposed demolition of explosive by the explosive disposal team of the Nigerian Army at Eburutu Military Cantonment, Calabar, Cross River State. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to submit the petition.
You may proceed to lay your petition, please. In the absence of any other petition, oh, you have a petition? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Chris Nkwanta, and I represent the good people of Okwa East and West Federal Constituency in Abia State. Mr. Speaker, this petition is titled Passionate Appeal to Revive the Abandoned, Dilapidated, Multi-Billion Naira Owaza Oil and Gas Skill Acquisition Center and upgrade it to a Petroleum Training Institute, Owaza, in Abia State. Mr. Speaker, because of the exigency of time, I will just read the two prayers before I lay it before the House. Number one prayer: we need an urgent intervention of the National Assembly as a legislative body to call the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs to revive and reactivate this laudable project.
Yes, what is the point of order?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. What Honorable Kanta is presenting is more of a motion.
What's your point of order? Which order?
It's a motion rather than a petition. That's the point I want to make.
Please point us to the right point of order on petition.
No, it's not a motion.
It's just our practice that request for such infrastructure is the practice of Parliament, that they come by way of motion and not by way of petition.
Chairman rules, go to petition. Look at how you lay petition. Check it. We have the time. Open petition.
Mr. Speaker, do I have your protection to proceed?
No, wait. Chairman rules, look at petition.
Wait now. No. Let him make his point first. Hey. Mr. Speaker, while he's trying to get the relevant portion of that order.
Wait for the chairman rules. Chairman rules is on page 49. Chairman rules, look at page 49, order 8.
Mr. Speaker,
please, can you wait? Okay. Please sit down. Sit down. Order 8, rule 4. Sub 2, page 49. A member presenting a petition shall confine himself to a brief statement of the parties from whom it came, the number of signatures attached to it, the material allegation contained in it, and to reading the prayer of such petition. Can you see it there? So, should I sustain your point of order or overrule it? So I should overrule your point of order. My point is that order 8 rule 2, sub 4, paragraph 2, says that you are in order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So you are ruled out of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I pray that you will keep growing from strength to strength.
I was going to amend.
Mr. Speaker, I've read the first prayer, and let me now read the second prayer, Mr. Speaker. We earnestly need the Honorable Speaker and the House of Representatives to use the instrumentality of the legislative arm of government to persuade the federal government to consider the conversion of this oil and gas skill acquisition center to a petroleum training institute, Always Abia State. Mr. Speaker, this petition is signed by His Royal Majesty Eze Obioma Levi Nwogu, Eze Christian Ikemefula Ukebu Ezere, Chief Maxwell Chibuzo Nwabara. Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission, I'd like to lay this petition before the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please, you may go ahead and lay a petition. Any other petition? In the absence of any other petition, all petitions are referred to Public Petition Committee of the House. Please let us have decorum in the House and keep the aisles free. Most distinguished colleagues, it is important that we
Take your seats, honorable members. To
Honorable
your
Ilua.
seats. It's too early.
Honorable Satomi.
It's too early in the day. So those of you
Honorable
who want to
Nkwanta, sit down.
Ngoli.
What we're going to be doing in this parliament is that when there is noise, we'll wait until we finish and then we'll continue. Because the session cannot be held in such atmosphere. Most distinguished colleagues, let us note that issues of national importance, urgent public importance, that they are well defined in Order 8, Rule 5. Read it well, so that when you present issues that you tag urgent public importance, it must fall under those definitions. One thing that I've noticed that many members are not enjoying is the robust argument that comes from motion on notice. When you list your motion, you have the whole time to present it well and allow others to debate it, and you'll be invited again to reply. So you speak about 2 times or 3 times. And it will be well documented in our other paper with your name attached to it. This is my way of saying not everything will go as matter of urgent public importance. Some will go unnoticed. And that is going unnoticed does not mean that it's not important or that it's not urgent. Any member who has a matter of urgent public importance to present to the House may please rise to do so. Is Honorable Nnamdi Ezechi in the House? The Chairman, urgent public importance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Nnamdi Ezechi is my name. I represent Ndokwa Ukwane Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I rise here this morning to move a motion of matter of urgent public importance, allowing me to cite Order 8, Rule 5. Mr. Speaker, as the title of the matter of urgent public importance, urgent need for urgent intervention to prevent loss of lives in erosion crisis in Ndokwa East communities. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder to this motion, please? Yes, sir.
His Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues, Mohammed Omar Bio is my name. I speak for the people of Baruchen and Kayama Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues. I come from Para State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the first leg of the motion as moved by my honorable colleagues from Delta. I so second.
Thank you very much. Any seconder to those in support of this motion say aye. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Any seconder to the second leg of the motion that is urgent enough? Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Abdullahi Balarabe Dabai, representing Bakul Danja Federal Constituency of Katsina State. I rise this morning to second the motion of urgent public importance, heavily moved by my colleague, Honorable Nnamdi Ezechi, Chairman, Urgent Public Importance Committee. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you.
Those in support that is urgent enough to be heard now, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Please, you may go ahead with your motion.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Nnamdi Ezechi is my name. I represent Ndokwa in the federal constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise here this morning to move a motion of matter of urgent public importance on the urgent need for urgent intervention to prevent more loss of lives in the erosion crisis in Ndokwa East community. The House note with great concern the existence threat posed by erosion in Ndokwa East communities along the bank of River Niger, including Abalosimili, Uchi, Okpai, Abaragada, Abo, Adiobiaka, Utuoku, Umoru, Onya communities in Ndokwa and the federal constituency. The House also notes the continuous erosion leading to the destruction of properties, including loss of lives and government assets in these communities. The House also further notes the shallowing of the River Niger due to erosion, emphasizing the need for dredging to sanfill these vulnerable communities. Concern about the ongoing erosion, eating away at the shores, houses, requires immediate action to prevent further devastation. Worried about the imminent extinction faced by these communities if swift and decisive actions is not taken to address the erosion crisis. The House resolves call on the federal government through the Ecological Project Office to expedite action on construction of shoreline protections as a matter of urgency to prevent further erosion-related damage and ensure the survival of these communities. 2, direct the Federal Ministry of Environment and Niger Delta Affairs to collaborate in addressing the erosion crisis in Ndokwa, these communities. And 3, mandate the House Committee on Environment, Niger Delta Ministry, Ecological Fund to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I so move.
Thank you very much. I think it's straightforward. Any seconder to this? Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Barrister Muhammad Bello Shehu, representing the people of Fagi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State, and I rise this morning to support the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Ecology, Niger Delta, and Environment. Is Honorable Onu Onyeche blessing in the House for the second matter of urgent public importance?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Blessing Onyecheonu, and I represent the good people of Otukpo Ohimini Federal Constituency. I am from Benue State. Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 8, Rule 5, to move a motion on matter of urgent public importance on the need to investigate the recurrent killings in Entekpa and Iwili community. And I pray that the House suspends its relevant rules to enable me move this motion. I so move.
Thank you, Honorable Blessing. Honorable Manusoro, would you want to second the first leg of that motion?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I am from
Please speak into the mic. And the control room, I always increase the microphone so that they will be heard. Honorable members are not supposed to shout.
I am from Bauchi State, and my name is Mansour Manusoro, that of the Ganjua Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my honorable sister, Honorable Blessing Onu. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of that motion, Engineer Satomi, can you second?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Engineer Satomi. I represent the good people of Jere Federal Constituency. I rise to second the second leg of the motion, matter of urgent public importance, to be carried by Honorable Blessing Onyecheonu. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Blessing, you may now go on with your motion.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker, amiable Speaker. The House notes that with deep sense of sorrow and concern, there were recent attacks melted on the community of Entekpa and Iwili of Otukpo local government area of Benue State on the 3rd of February 2024. Also note that barely 6 months ago, over 200 persons were killed and slaughtered by these heavily armed henchmen, rendering the rest of the community homeless for several
Order, please. Honorable colleagues, please maintain silence, please.
Saddened that the attacks by the henchmen...
Blessing, speak into the mic. Speak into the microphone, please.
Saddened that the attacks by the herdsmen are becoming more frequent, with the recent attack just few days ago, which claimed the lives of dozens of persons again, leaving dead bodies decomposing in farmlands and villages within the communities without any solution by the government. More saddened is the continuous attacks on this community, even with the presence of Nigeria Police Force and the Army. These perpetrators have taken over the community completely and shooting down any individual that dares to gain access to the community. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, deeply saddened that no one single individual or herdsman have been apprehended for these disastrous acts. Prayer. All the Nigeria Police and all relevant security agencies to carry out in-depth investigation on these periodic attacks with a view to bring the perpetrators to justice. All the federal government to deploy more surveillance to these border communities affected
Karimi,
by this
return to your
incident
seat,
attack.
please. Alaji Soro.
Request the National Emergency Management Agency and the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster
Soro, go back to your
Management
seat.
and Social
Go
Development
back to your seat, please.
to immediately deploy relief materials to the displaced victims of the Entekpa community currently taking refuge in Adoka village. Finally, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, request that the House observe a minute silence in honor of the deceased. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so submit.
Honorable Markey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I'm Abubakar Maki Leman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Maramuru Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion heavily moved by my honorable colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Police, NEMA, and Humanitarian Affairs, as well as Defense. You
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
did you request for 1 minute silence? Please, shall we rise for 1 minute silence? May the souls of our departed brothers and sisters rest in perfect peace. Honorable colleagues, we have guests from the Parliament of Saudi Arabia who has come to watch our proceedings today. I will urge distinguished colleagues that we maintain a dignified plenary section so that they will see how we do our things in the Parliament and be impressed as well. Exactly what we experience when we visit various other parliaments around the world. Having said that, the first business of the day is the motion on admittance into the chamber Saudi Shura Council delegates of the Saudi-Nigeria Parliamentary Friendship Group for the purpose of observing the House plenary, standing in the name of the House leader. The leader is invited to move the motion that they be so admitted. Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I remain Professor Julius Ihonvere, OM DSSRS, O1 Federal Constituency, and from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House, pursuant to Order 6, Rule 41, 9 or 11 of the standing orders of the House of Representatives do admit into the chamber the Saudi Shura Council delegates of Saudi Nigeria Parliamentary Friendship Group for the purpose of observing the House plenary. I so move.
Thank you very much. Minority leadership, please.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, my name is Aliyu Sani Madaki, and I represent the people of the Ala Federal Constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion that we admit into the chamber members of the Saudi Shura Council delegate of the Nigeria Parliament Friendship Group into our chambers. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion have been ably moved by the leader and supported by the minority leadership. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please proceed with the chairman of Hajj Committee and also deputy chairman of the Friendship Committee of Nigeria, Saudi Arabia. The deputy chairman should accompany the Hajj Committee chairman and the leader to bring in our guests from Saudi Arabia. Most distinguished colleagues, the second business of the day is presentation of 7 bills. And I invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Armed Forces Trust Fund Establishment Bill 2024, first reading. Chartered Institute of Business Educators of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2024, first reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Dietitians Council of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024, first reading.
Thank you very much. I've noticed on the 7 bills that we have a lot of constitutional amendment bills there. It is well in order. I want to encourage members of the House to please dialogue with your constituents and start presenting bills that has to do with constitutional amendments so that we collate it soon.
Silence, please. Honorable colleagues, please.
It is important that we begin to feel the pulse of your various constituencies with regards to the Constitution and the issues they would like adjusted. If there are bills bordering on that, we have given instruction to the chairman, Rules and Business, to fast forward that so that by the time we inaugurate the committee formally on the 26th of this month, which will be taking place at Hilton, where all of you are invited, the Congress Hall Hilton, the 26th of this month. After that, the activities of the Constitution Review Committee will take a higher speed. So I don't want you to be caught unawares. This is the right time to do your homework and bring up issues that we can look at during Constitution Review. Sergeant at Arms, make more space for our visitors. Get them more seats.
Okay, now, Mike.
Most distinguished colleagues, please, we have guests among us. Please, most distinguished colleagues, let's maintain the dignity of the plenary section. If you must speak, you speak in low tones. Please. We have dignified August visitors coming from Saudi Arabia. The Parliament of Nigeria, especially the House of Representatives, is pleased to have you among us. And we apologize for the inconveniences you must have suffered sitting down there. This is not our main chamber. We are busy reconstructing the main parliament for our plenary sections. And we are hoping that at the end of this month or next month, we'll be going to our chambers. And it is our belief by the time you visit again, you have a more conducive sitting arrangement and position. We're happy to have you here. You are welcome. If you need anything, you are free to speak to our Sergeant at Arms. They will make you comfortable while here. Thank you very much. We have some special announcements. This announcement is coming from Honorable Taufik Abimbola Ajilesoro. Special announcement on Southwest Caucus meeting. I have the instruction of our able chairman, Right Honorable Dr. James Falike, to inform us all that there will be a Southwest Caucus meeting by 10 a.m. on Thursday, tomorrow, 15th of February 2024. The venue is Committee Room 107. It is highly important that we attend this meeting. Thank you all and warm regards. This is coming from Honorable Falike, the Chairman of Caucus, via Honorable Jalisaro Taufik. We have another special announcement that is coming from Right Honorable Sada Soli, the chairman of the Northwest Caucus. It's a notice of meeting. Northwest Caucus is meeting today, Wednesday, the 14th day of February 2024. The time is 3 p.m. The upper level of the House chamber. Most distinguished colleagues, the first order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles for an act to repeal the Nigerian Shippers Council Act, Cap N133, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact Nigerian Shipping and Port Economic Regulatory Agency and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Abdul Samad Dasuki. Honorable members will recall that bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 19th December 2024. And I invite Honorable Dasuki to move that the bill be now read the second time. Honorable Dasuki, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I'm Abdul Samad Dasuki, representing Kebe Tambuan from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to move that a bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Shippers Council Act, Cap N133, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact Nigerian Shipping and Port Economic Regulatory Agency, and for other related matters, HB 1038. I so move, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
Any seconder to that bill?
Mr. Speaker, please, I have, Mr. Speaker, please.
Is it point of order?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Nolemun Naji. I represent in Kano East West Federal Constituency. I'm from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, I'm also the chairman House Committee on Ports and Harbour.
Honorable Nolly, where is your cap?
Sorry? My cap?
No cap.
Where is your cap?
I don't wear cap, Mr. Speaker. I don't wear cap, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Nolly, put the cap on your head. It's to formalize your presence. That was a good one. And the size of your head, they are the same.
Order, please.
I like that. That was a smart one.
Mr. Speaker, I'm opposing this bill because, Mr. Speaker, this bill, the Committee on Ports and Harbour, we are not aware of this bill.
No.
And I'm suggesting that we step down this bill so that we sit down and look at this for further discussion. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
No.
We are not aware of it.
Which point of order?
We are not aware of it.
Which point order? Which point of order? Which point of order?
I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the motion moved by him? There is no seconder, it's point of order. I was just pulling your legs. It's a point of order that he moved. It is for the chair to know whether it is in order or not. The point had been made that consultation has not been done thoroughly with the committee. But the issue, you only, when you are recognized, you can speak. Dasuki, Honorable Dasuki, you see, you speak when we recognize you. We know you have something important to say. But I want to calm your nerve because we have not gotten to there yet on what Honorable Nali raised. Okay? We've not gotten to debate. So it was raised way ahead of time. You have moved your motion. The next thing is that motion should be seconded or not seconded. So I will call for the seconding of this motion, and I will give Honorable Nole time later on to bring up the issue that he wants to discuss. But for now, that motion needs to be seconded first before we can go ahead. I want to go right all the way to the back. Yes, all the way to the back. I can't see your face very well. You, yes, you. Go ahead, yes.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Boyega Isiaka, representing Yewa North, Imekwa for Federal Constituency of Ogun State. I rise to second the motion moved by Honorable Dasuki that this motion be read the second time. Thank you very much. this bill, Mr. Speaker, that this bill should be read the second time.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Dasuki, you are invited to lead your debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my right honorable colleagues. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I would like to draw the attention of this honorable House with regards to the bill we are presenting today. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
I would like you to speak into the microphone because they want to hear you.
Mr. Speaker, honorable
and Honorable
colleagues,
Dasuki must be heard in silence. It's a very important bill that he's moving. You have to listen to his adumbration.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Speaker and members of the committee, today we are presenting a bill that the federal government made a regulation in 2015, which we have attached copies. And Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the intention of this bill, I'm coming. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, as highlighted in the lead debate, the Shippers Council responsibility is there. Government made it the economic regulatory agency in all our ports. What we are bringing before this honorable House today is what is happening in the Shippers Council as the economic regulator of the government. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, please, I would like to take you into the documents that is before you. If you look at the document that has the initial law of the Shippers Council, we start with chapter N133. Honorable colleagues, if you go through that document, you will see that there is a gazette by the federal government in 2015. Honorable colleagues, in that gazette, the federal government highlighted what the Shippers Council is actually doing today. And in that gazette, Mr. Speaker, the federal government says the objective of this regulation is to create an effective regulatory regime of the Nigerian ports. Ports does not mean Nigerian Port Authority. It means all the ports, and it's stated in this bill, in this regulation, Mr. Speaker. And it says in the port for the control of tariffs, rates, charges, and other related economic services. Mr. Speaker, I'll take you further. In that gazette, that is being implemented today as a regulation, not as a law, which says the Nigerian Shippers Council, in these regulations referred to as council, shall perform economic regulatory role at the Nigerian port as an interim regulator with administrative backing of the federal ministry in charge of transportation. Mr. Speaker, it didn't stop further there. It went further in that same regulation that is being implemented today. It says from the commencement of this regulation, that is 2015, every regulated provider of the Nigerian port shall register with the council. For these purposes of sub-regulation 1 of this regulation, the regulated service providers are highlighted. Mr. Speaker, all these providers, let me highlight them. As of today, they are answerable to the Shippers Council. And they are what? Nigerian Port Authority 1, seaports terminal operators 2, shipping companies and agencies 3, off-dock terminal operators 4, cargo consolidators 5, logistics service providers, freight forwarders and clearing agencies, inland container depot operators, state driving companies, and any other service provider or user. What I'm trying to say, Mr. Speaker, all we are bringing today, all we are bringing under the Speaker is to make this a law. Why? Because as of today, Nigeria is losing billions of dollars because there's no regulation, there's no law. They say it's regulation and subject to litigation. So because of that, I said yesterday, in my last conversation with the Shippers Council, is that over $27 billion is in contention in court because there's no law. And we know there is so far, there is no success story in the maritime sector or in the port authority, and majority of them is within the waterways. So this law entails to make this regulation a law. That is all it's asking for. All we are saying is what is being implemented today as a regulation should be turned into law. Nothing more than that.
Thank you.
NPA and other service providers are already participating in this. But by the time this honorable house makes it mandatory, then I can assure you within the next 12 months or thereabout, it will be better for the whole country, because we are losing billions of dollars from regulation, not law. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I call on you to please support this all-important bill in the interest of
Without even asking the question, you have carried it. Even without seconding it. But it is the procedure of the House that it must be seconded. Isn't it? So let us, we are calling for the seconding of this. Honorable Ibe. Or someone.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Ibe Okwalo Songwa Okabo Hafia, and I represent the very prosperous people of Aruchugo Hafia Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this very laudable repealing of the act or the bill that exists today. I so second.
Motion has been adequately moved, well moved, comprehensively analyzed and presented. This motion has been seconded. And you know that this motion has the name of the Speaker of the House there, who is my boss, our boss. So I want to put the question. Those in support of this bill say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. And the ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Shipping Services and Committee on Ports and Harbour. Please, clerk, you are invited to read the long title of the bill. Sorry about that.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Shippers Council Act, CAF N133, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigeria Shipping and Port Economic Regulatory Agency and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you very much, Clerk. Bill is referred to Committee on Shipping Services, related matters, and Committee on Ports and Harbour as a joint committee. Thank you. Honorable colleagues, the second order of the day is resumption of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Cybercrime Prohibition, Prevention, etc. Act 2015. And for related matters. This bill is standing in the name of the House Leader. House members will record that on Tuesday, 13 February 2024, debate on the bill was adjourned to enable the Rules and Business Committee circulate copies of the bill to honorable members. And I invite the Leader of Leaders to move that the debate on the general principles of the bill do resume. Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I'm Professor Julius Ihoviri, Owa Federal Constituency. You recall, Mr. Speaker, that on Tuesday...
The leader must be heard in silence. The leader must be heard in silence.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. On Tuesday, I spoke to this bill and explained the importance at this particular time in our history, given our location centrally in the increasing complex and competitive technology-driven global division of labor and power. And like you rightly said, the issue was that people didn't have copies. And I hope you all have copies of this now. Thank you. It has been circulated. Just now, I just got this here. Well, let me say that this is an amendment. It's not a new bill, and it's a Senate bill which has been passed in the Senate and sent to us for concurrence. There is a tradition of understanding not to delay bills that are sent from the Senate here and vice versa. So whatever we do here, your bill will also get there. And I hope it doesn't happen to it. Now, as I said on Tuesday, the purpose is to strengthen an existing law so that it will live with the times and capture the realities of complex computer and internet transactions. But more importantly, are you hearing me?